Okay, good morning everyone. So now we're gonna continue our calculus class into a new unit. Yeah. So basically, on this unit, you will learn how the several techniques. You will learn various techniques how to integrate a function, an expression. Yeah. So on the previous chapter, I have taught you about the definition of integral, definite integral, and also you have learned how to integrate a simple expression. Yeah. So focus on this new unit, and it will take several weeks. It will take several times, quite a time, and then also I will take it from some lessons from each chapters. So it's not gonna be like chapter 6 or chapter 7 or chapter 8, all of them, but mostly I'm gonna take some lessons from chapter 6 and some most lesson from chapter 9. So basically, again, the unit I will teach you about how the technique that you can use to integrate various kind of functions. Okay, so let's start with the simple one first, algebraic substitution method. Yeah, so algebraic substitution method. So for example, if you have the integral, let's say I have x squared plus 3 for 5 times 2x dx. Oh, and by the way, all of these techniques will be taught when it's indefinite integral, yeah. Basically, if it's definite integral, then you can just use the fundamental theorem of calculus to evaluate it. But for now, for this unit, it's all about indefinite integral. Okay. So you see that this will be the main functions, right? And this is kind of the derivative of the inside function of the integral. So you will think, you should have been able to predict, to think that the integral comes from uh, will come from x squared plus 3 power of 6, because it's mainly the outside function is a power function. Yeah. And then of course you want to eliminate the 6, so we multiply by 1 over 6. And then if we try to derive this, then the result will be actually this one, right? So this is the result of your integration. Yeah, and I have given several examples like this in the previous unit. So actually, there is a formal method that is called algebraic substitution method to solve this kind of problem. Yeah. So basically, how does it work? When will this method work? When does it work? It works when you have integral, that's the integrand is kind of following the chain rule. Yeah, basically there will be a composite function. Yeah. So the function, the form, the general form will be kind of like this: f power of n x times f prime x dx. Yeah. Now, in the first example that I give you, in this case, the fx is actually equal to x squared plus 3. If the xs is equal to x squared plus 3, then the n is equal to 5, because it's power of 5. And then, of course, the f prime x is equal to 2x. You can see the derivative of x squared plus 3 is 2x, right? So that means that actually this integrand in the problem that I gave you earlier is following the template, the basic form of algebraic substitution method. So if that happens, that you can assume that u is equal to the fx without the m. Yeah. So okay, I will try to solve it with in algebraic substitution method. Okay, so we assume that u equals to fx. So in this case, then we put that the u is equal to x squared plus 3. Okay. So then, of course, the du will be equal to 2x dx. Yeah, this is the differentials. Okay. So now that, then what is dx? Then dx is equal to du over 2x. Okay. And then we change this. Let's change this into integral of u power of 5 times 2x. And then the dx will be equal to du over 2x. Cancel, cancel. So it's equal to integral of u power of 5 du. Now let's pause for a while. Now if you do it correctly, and if it's really working for your problem, then after the process, you should not have an x variable anymore. Yeah, you shouldn't have an x variable anymore. It will be all in terms of u. And basically, this is a basic power function being integrated, right? So it's equal to 1 over 6 u power of 6. And of course, because the original equation is in terms of x, so you need to substitute the u into x squared plus 3 power of 6. Don't forget to add plus c. So that's how it works for the algebraic substitution method. Okay. So now I want to discuss another thing is like you have known the derivative of the integral of sine and cosine, right? The integral of sine x dx is equal to negative cos x plus c. And the integral of cos x dx is equal to sine x plus c. Okay. Now, how about the integral of the other 4 trigonometric function? Let's say tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. So let's start with tangent. So the integral of tangent x dx. Yeah. So basically tangent is sine x over cosine x dx. Yeah. Now actually realize that the derivative of sine x is cos x and the derivative of cos x is negative sine x. So actually you can use algebraic substitution method for this one. Yeah. So remember the derivative of the inside function must be on the multiplication. So then the multiplication in this case is sine x. So you need to use cos x as the u in this case. So it's actually equal to integral of cos x power of negative 1 reciprocal times sine x times dx. Yeah. So this will be your fx, and this kind of b will be your f prime x. And the n is 1. Okay. So then u equals to cos x, and then of course u is equal to the derivative of cos x is negative sine x dx. Yeah. So it's equal to integral of 1 over u times sine x times, and then I will need to reverse this. So this is u over negative sine x. So the x is equal to du over negative sine x. Yeah, and then cancel, cancel, and then we get it's equal to integral negative 1 over u du. Yeah, and this the result is negative ln u, and then negative ln u is equal to cos x plus c. Okay, so the integral of tangent x is equal to negative ln cos x. Now, in your notebook, I want you to try to find the integral of cotangent x dx with the same way. Okay, now let's continue to second or cosecant. Let's try cosecant. Integral of cosecant x dx. Now for cosecant, actually there is a trick that you need to do before you can integrate it. Yeah, and the trick is actually to multiply it with cosecant x plus cotangent x over cosecant x plus cotangent x. And this is 1, right? So you may multiply the expression with 1. Okay? So then after that, the result will be the integral of cosecant square x plus cosecant x cotangent x over cosecant x plus cotangent x dx. Yeah, dx. And realize that actually this is the derivative of cotangent. I mean opposite, of course. We can ignore the coefficient, yeah. We can ignore the coefficient. And then this is the derivative of cosecant. So actually, this is the f prime x, and this is the fx. Yeah. So if we we can use algebraic substitution method in this case, with the u is equal to cosecant x plus cotangent x. So the du will be equal to the derivative of cosecant x is negative cosecant x cotangent x, and the derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant square x, and then all is multiplied by dx. Okay, and then if we continue, then it will be integral of cosecant square x. I don't think it's enough. So let's move down. So it's equal to integral of cosecant square x plus cosecant x cotangent x over u, yeah, over u, times dx, which is equal to du over negative cosecant x cotangent x minus cosecant square x. Yeah, and actually we can cancel it with a factor of -1, right? So in this case, it's equal to integral of -1 over u du, which is negative ln u, or equals to negative ln cosecant x plus cotangent x plus, yeah. And now I want you to find the integral of secant x. Now, if it's secant x, that what you need to multiply is with the secant x plus tangent x over secant x plus tangent x. So I want you to try it by yourself. So now that you have learned the algebraic substitution method, basically this method will work as the reverse, as the opposite, as the inverse, as the reverse of the chain rule when you do derivative. Yeah. So if it is a chain rule of derivative, then for the integral it is the algebraic substitution method. Okay. I hope you understand, and that's all for today. Thank you.